This is like 3K cash. This is 3K cash. Hold on, let me fix this. And this is the future. I mean, I'm actually mostly supposed to be bald anyway, to be completely honest. And I actually forgot, you probably can't see it, but I'm actually supposed to be bald, but the razor that I haven't used it because of Corona. I was like, what's the point of shaving? It actually got like slightly rusted, so I can't like fully shave. So still a little bit stubble, some little messed up spots, all that good stuff. But all in all, I don't know, I just felt like cutting my hair to make the video look better. What do you what do you want me to do? So this is going to be the lovely video that is 4K. I'm just so happy to do this video. This is going to be me answering some of you guys' questions, me explaining some things that some people have asked me throughout the time that, well, from the 3K video to the 4K. So first, let's pull up the questions before I just start speaking about myself. Let's pull up questions. First off, thank you guys so much for commenting back on this. Like I said, I told people in video that I was going to do a community post. You guys can ask the questions, so it's not like it should have been a surprise. It's been up for about a week, so I think that gave enough people to enough time to answer the question. So I got a question here. What's your outlook on the game so far, and not based on views? What do you really feel as a human being playing this game called Exos Heroes? Exos Heroes is the game that I'm currently covering. Pretty much alienated every other game that I cover. I feel bad, but I don't. I think the game's fine. I think that a lot of people mistake my critiques about the game as in that the game is bad, that I don't enjoy playing it, instead of it being critiques that I want the game to be better because I feel that there might be issues in the coming months. And that could be my fault, you know, when I make a video or I post a video and it's like 20 minutes long and people are like, oh my god, he hates the game, and it's like but I think that people need to realize that I've been playing gachas. I've said it before in another video. I played Summoner's War. I played a lot of gacha games in the past, and gacha games have gotten better over the years. And it's weird that some people are willing to take certain stuff. I mean, we're not always going to agree. What I think the game needs is going to be different from what other people think the game needs. But I think for a certain stature, I think that if a game does something that's, in my opinion, below the status quo, as the games get better, you need to call them out on it. Like if any game started, whatever game was the first game to have pity summons, like every gacha has to have pity. If a gacha game doesn't have pity, I feel like it's a cash grab. I point blank just think it's a cash grab because it's too old. It has old tactics, and it's like, nah, you gotta get pity, and then you have to have a good pity system. You have to have a good XYZ. So the game's good, but it still has some old tactics in it. I guess that's the best way to say it. So I'm gonna be very vocal if I see that and think it needs to change. Grass, my question would be, would you date or would you rather not? In-game waifus, Exos Heroes, it's gonna be hella fun. Do answer. Oh, like if I were to date a character in the game, I gotta be careful with that because even when I was joking about Rara, I was literally joking about the character. People thought I was very serious, and the fact that the character is 16 years old, they were like, oh, you dirty boy. I was like, whoa, I'm just joking. I like to joke with the fact that for some reason these Asian companies, when they make their these young characters, they sexualize them a little bit, and when we see the character, we just look at it like, oh yeah, great, look at the boobs, the thighs, or whatever, and then you never check the age, and it's like, uh-oh. So in that essence, like, I'd have to look through a lot of the characters as far as like to know what ones are appropriate for me to say that I like them or not. I can just give a quick glimpse, I guess. Might have to go with Karen. One, she looks pretty cute, and she has a dog. So, well, it's probably a wolf to be honest, but she has a dog wolf thing. Let me see. Watch. I guarantee I'm going to jail. 18, pretty close, pretty close. See, that's just me. Like, I like the character design. I kind of like the whole nature-driven character or something like that. But if I were to like do anything further than that, like 18, and even to me, I'm 30, so even 18 to me is like inappropriate to a certain degree. But yeah, there's a bunch of female characters in these games. You just got to be really careful on who you like. I think put on a poster on your wall and say that you're gonna pledge allegiance to their butt or something like that. Just be careful in these gacha games, man. All right, next question. Congrats. I have some random questions. Well, first, since you like waifus, I mean, waifus are just chicks that you like that are in, I guess, the second dimension, like the drawing dimension, whatever people call it. Did you ever try to go on an anime convention? No, I never went to one. I've always kind of wanted to, but I've always been broke most of my life. So it's the inability to like just have disposable income. Like you can't go to a event or like, especially if it's not in your state, without having money. You need money because you want to go there, and then you also want to have fun when you get there. So I've never really been in the financial place to really do that. How was your college life? It was okay. I met a lot of good people through college. A lot of the people very close to me are from college. I just wish that I knew about this when I was in college. Not to say that I probably wouldn't have went, but the big thing that I have about school in general, not just college, is just well, actually maybe more gripe towards college, is that a lot of it could have been done without being in debt. Like getting in debt sucked, and it still sucks. I'm still in debt through college. I just kind of wish that, you know, I could have met and got the same experience without somewhat impacting my life in the later version in a negative light. When college, when you're growing up, is always seen as a positive thing. It always seems as like you're better in your life, everything is better in your life, but there are some things that you can go to college with, like debt, and it can negatively impact you. But all in all, I think I got a lot of positive out of it, to be honest. My man asked 4 questions. My man cheating. See, I should have said 1 question per 1,000. I would have got more work out of this guy. Are you interested in playing horror games in PC while streaming yourself? I actually used to stream, but my internet usually didn't pick it up that well. And I'm a big fan of not putting on a shit show. As in, if it's laggy and skippy, I don't like to. I'd rather do it. That's actually why I started to do YouTube, because I couldn't stream pretty much anymore, and I wanted to still put out content, but I wanted it to still be of a good quality. So doing videos is a big difference from streaming, but it also is a little bit easier because my internet connection only has to be strong enough for the upload or the game that I'm playing, you know, like, so it's a little bit easier. And also horror games are usually trash. I think most of the games are pretty trash. I don't know. I've never been a fan of the horror genre. What makes you join the mobile gaming industry, like what you're doing now? By the way, you can choose any one of the, I could have had a choice. I should have read the whole thing before answering. Pretty much like most people, you have a cell phone. They know that. That's why they market it like that. They know that you're gonna play it. You're gonna eventually want to play one of these games. You see an advertisement. And that's it. I just started playing Summoner's War, and then eventually Summoner's War stopped being interesting. And then by the time that Summoner's War, in my opinion, there was probably a bunch of other games. What was it, like Fate Grand Order and some other ones? There was another really popular one back then. They opened the market so much that there were so many of these mobile games, and honestly, it was like, you know, the Pokemon. You always thought it was like Pokemon. It was like, you're gonna be able to collect all these characters. You know how they swoon you in. You're gonna collect all these characters, all of them, and then you realize that you're not. The only game that I've ever got close to was Knights Chronicles. Knights Chronicles was the game where I almost pretty much had every character in the game. And as much as people might say that that's a bad thing, I can tell you that it's actually better, where most people have every character, so most people can enjoy the same and have the same relative experience. And the only people that have the only difference between like a whale was that they got the character first. Like you knew you were gonna get the character eventually, like probably in like a month later, because the new character usually would pop up on a banner weeks later, but you just didn't have, if you didn't have enough to pity, you just didn't get it when they first drop out. But you knew that they were coming back in another banner in like 2 to 3 weeks, possibly even in a month. So it was a lot different. The expectation through Knights Chronicles is a lot different. So, and I maybe I'm being biased when I critique Exo's Heroes, when I'm usually using that as a basis of you can actually give a lot more to the community as far as currency and stuff like that, and the game will still do well. Knights Chronicle did well. The thing that messed up Knights Chronicle was Costume Gate. It wasn't like their practices, their daily routine practices or whatever. All right, so congrats on 4K. I guess I have a pretty generic question. What are your top 3 favorite video games? If that's a hard choice, like it is for me, I choose 1 for its story content, 1 for its gameplay, 1 for nostalgia's sake, in no particular order. Now, you said video games, so I guess I'm not gonna cheat and be like, video game series. No, I'm not gonna cheat. 1 video game, I'll definitely put Metal Gear Solid 3. That's probably one of my all-time favorite games because of the embodiment of what Metal Gear is. That was like the best game, and it just did so much for the series. So I guess that's one. I can't put my finger on it, but Ratchet and Clank, one of those games. One of my, I don't know which one it was, but there was definitely, I love the whole Ratchet and Clank franchise. But there was one game, you pick it. I love most of them, but probably just the first one, maybe the original, what got me into the game, and the rest of them were just that same experience on a consistent level of just being awesome. I fucking love Ratchet and Clank. But I was such a hardcore Ratchet and Clank fan, I didn't fuck with Jak and Daxter. Like, I was like, yeah, get that bullshit out of my face. I don't even know which one came first, but you couldn't make me play Jak and Daxter. You still can't make me play Jak and Daxter as long as Ratchet and Clank exists. It just doesn't happen. Sorry for anyone that likes Ratchet, that likes Jak and Daxter. And then maybe final would be like Final Fantasy 9. I think that one impacted me a lot. It was actually the first like Final Fantasy that I didn't cheat. I cheated in 8, and one that I finished. It made the most sense. Even to this day, I think it's the one that made the most sense. Like, you got all these summons and guardian forces. They changed the name of it in every game, but that was the only game in which the enemy had them too. Like, they were finding them, they found this, or they stole it and they were using it, and that was the war, the conflict of the game. Instead, like, if you even, the big one that just came out, Final Fantasy 7, some guy's just making it. Just making, you're telling me he's mass producing, you know, like these guardian forces, these big strong things, and for some reason the enemy doesn't have it. They do have something similar into the game where I think later on, not in that first game most likely, but there's the Omega weapons and stuff, but they're not the same guardian forces that you for some reason as the player can obtain by yourself. It just seems really weird, but only in Final Fantasy 9 did they put it and impacted it into the story. That's why I liked it so much. There's probably another game that I should probably mention, but I can't think of it. But those are like some of the bigger games that if you would have asked me that in general, I would probably always say that. But like, I guess that kind of answers the question. Like story, gameplay, Ratchet and Clank has a really good gameplay. Nostalgia would probably be 9 or something of that nature, or like Ratchet, I guess, I don't fucking know. Anyway, why are you called the Casino? Casino was a joke. My name is Cash. Some people say, hey, Casino. I'm like, what the fuck? My name is Cash, or my nickname is Cash. What I used to do when I streamed, I just mentioned that a little bit earlier. When I streamed, I used to do games. I used to do like poker games or card games. I actually created my own card game in a sense. It wasn't like some really big intricate shit, but I made my own card game. I wish I could show you guys the files and stuff like that in a tabletop simulator. And I would always have these games in which I would interact with the people, where, you know, if you use your loyalty points, you would be able to roll a dice, or we'd play CeeLo, one of my favorite dice games, or we would play poker. I'd be the dealer with 4 people. So eventually people would like made the joke that it was like a casino, and then they just cash and casino put together. Even before I got my job, I think someone asked somewhere in here like, well, where do you work? But yeah, it was actually funny that I eventually got a job at a casino, but that was the reason why. It was because I used to play like a bunch of games. I always like mini games. I like interacting with my community, and that was the way to do it, by having like these games that we would play. So that's the reason why. Congrats, man. I look forward to it. Boy, what the hell is MFO? Oh my god. MFO actually stands for my fucking opinion. That's pretty much what it means. It's something that I wanted to start the headline, kind of put out there, because I kind of didn't have like a tagline to put on a shirt. Like the outro kind of like every day's your lucky day. I like, yeah, kind of sort of. I was like, I don't know if I could put that on a shirt, you know, or I don't know if I could spill that into anything. MFO was something that I think that going forward, just as like a spoiler for you guys, is that I want to start putting that as like gaming reviews or something like that. Like The Last of Us 2 came out, and I didn't feel comfortable just dropping that on my channel, like just reviewing the game, whether I played it or not, like, or if I just looked at cutscenes, or if I just watched a bunch of review and wanted to make my own review off what I've heard, anything like that. Final Fantasy 7, any game that comes out, I kind of wanted to start having a platform where I can review it, but I wanted to have it as something else, you know, like that's not me just posting exos. So when I put like exos heroes at the end of a thing, you guys know that that's the game. So when I say that John Dickinson review exos heroes, you know that that's what it's from that game. But if I review a game, I kind of want it to be under something, and that's kind of what MFO is going to be in the future. It's going to be like, when I review a game, it's going to be my fucking opinion. Or if I want to review something, even like maybe in the world or something of that nature, so you guys know if you see MFO, it's a different type of video. That's pretty much what that means, or what it's going to mean, but it just means my fucking opinion. So you guys want an MFO shirt? You want to walk around like some stupid shit that would say like, it just so happens that what I'm saying is fact and MFO. Like something stupid like that. Like, yeah, you know, it so happened that what I'm saying is fact, but it's also my fucking opinion. Like, you know, they just magically happen to be the same thing. Stupid shit like that. Let's see what's next. My question, what games are you going to cover on in the future? Are we going to see some console gameplays, more mobile gaming, or I don't know, man. It's just this big empty space. By the way, I don't know if you guys know that if you ever do comments like this, YouTube flags it. I guess it doesn't matter in the community tab, but YouTube flags it as like some type of spam since you press enter like a bunch of times. Just a heads up, you don't want to do that ever in a comment section. Like your comment will be placed in the shadow realm, pretty much. Other games that I want to cover, of course there's other games. I looked at the Genshin Impact. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. It's a pretty shitty as a mobile game, but sorry, it's shitty as a console game, but big as a mobile game. So a lot of mobile game people are probably like, woo, shiny, but a lot of console people are like, this game is basic as fuck. I'm interested in that. I still do like card games. I just don't think that I can play them. I might need to big boy up and maybe make it like a separate channel. If you guys were really interested in that, it would be a little bit more difficult on me. That's more of a full-time content creator kind of thing, but I would love to do my card game somewhere. Console games, like I did Final Fantasy on this channel. I didn't finish it. I still want to, but you know, things like that. It would more be if you guys were wanting to see that, because unfortunately, if I were to start putting out content that you guys don't want and I get lesser views from that, so let's say I get 2,000 views, 2,000 views, 2,000 views, and then this one video that gets like 20, they're gonna start, the algorithm makes it seem as though your channel's not doing as well. So it doesn't benefit you to do that as a content creator. You're better off literally sticking to whatever's getting you the best views, and that's why you haven't seen Epic 7. That's why you haven't seen 7 Deadly Sins. It doesn't benefit me to do that, even if I wanted to just do one random one-off view. I mean, it might do well, but I don't know if it will. Even though we got more subs to the channel, I don't know if, you know, obviously those more subs are coming from the game that I'm constantly covering. So it's really hard to do that. Just a heads up, but I definitely want to play more console games. That's what streaming should technically be. And this guy with the joke, we will unsub if there's no Exos content. Now, before I would think that was like such an issue. If you read what I was saying, I just kind of like, I joke about it, but I don't really care if I lose subs. I mean, it's natural to happen, especially when you cover one game, that game might die, or you might, me personally, might lose interest in that game, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I'm not gonna keep playing it if I don't want to play it anymore. So that's gonna happen. And if you guys ever feel like, oh my god, he's not covering the game that I like anymore, I just always ask, hey, stay subbed. Eventually I might come back. We might meet up again in what is it, Dark Souls or something like that, Demon Souls. We might meet back up again in a Monster Hunter update, or we might meet up again in a new gacha, even though I said that this is my last gacha that I'll ever play it. That's probably why I'm going so hard in it, because it's literally, I want it to be like the last gacha, because unless they really improve the industry of the gacha game, I don't know how many of them I can keep playing. They're very life absorbing, and they're very unfulfilling in some ways, because they don't stop. You don't get to say that, you know, it's not like a console game or PC game where you play it, it's done, and you can say you enjoyed it or you don't. Like these, I've said this before, is that these games are meant for you to pretty much burn out on them, leave, come back, or leave and just play another one because you missed the game, but you don't want to go back to the old account, but so you play another gacha. It's like it's very weird dynamic that these games have. Like even with The Last of Us 2, if you guys are following all that, it's like that game, there's like a 7-year gap. 7-year gap. Most of these gacha companies can't do that. They can't drop a game and it lasts like 7 years. I don't think that happens for most games. I would think that a few of them can stand the test of that long. And what happens if the game dies? They just make another one. Most of these games have the same kind of systems and stuff. It's not that hard. They just got to change the characters, change a few of the gameplay mechanics and stuff like that, and boom, you get another gacha game from that same company. So all in all, I just wanted to say thank you guys. That was a fun Q&A section. As far as anything that I wanted to add to that, of course, hustling for that 5K. I want to hit that 5K. That's going to be a big milestone. You guys don't know how much it means when you guys like a video, how much when you comment on a video. It means a lot, and it means a lot. Like, not like I'm so happy you did it, but it actually helps numbers. It helps the algorithm. And I've said this before, if you guys have a content creator, you don't want to financially do anything, because not everyone's rich. We're watching free entertainment for a reason, because we don't have the money to just be like, you know what, let me $5 subscription every time I watch a video. No, let me give this guy $5 a month like with Twitch. That's why I like YouTube a lot, because like it has a way for the content creator to gain money off of their work without strangling to a certain degree, or without financially asking for an investment from the viewers. And I feel like that's the difference between Twitch and YouTube. From a person that streamed for like several years, and the only time I would make money is through donations most of the time, because I didn't have a high sub count. So it's very nice to see like I'm getting a check for like hundreds of dollars, and it's just because of the same stuff. It's like when I had a good following on Twitch, people on Twitch were just watching my stuff. But I'm on YouTube, same kind of thing, but I actually get rewarded for the work. I think that Twitch should definitely work on that. Definitely work on that. But yes, you can get a bunch of subs and then get a big paycheck from there too. And honestly, and if you haven't seen, most people do both. Sometimes they stream first and then they just upload it to YouTube, which I fucking hate, by the way. I hate that form of content. I really do. I think you should, if you want to do YouTube, it should be YouTube content, orchestrated, edited a little bit, not just always be stream content. But not to say that I won't have to do that if I got too busy, but I don't know. Well, let me know what you guys think about that, because I feel like I'm torn on that, because as a person that watches YouTube, I don't want to see your stream. I'm looking for YouTube for a somewhat better organized content of video. If I want to see highlights from the stream, not that I don't mind if that's on YouTube, but I also think that they should have content that is YouTube based, like that, you know, XYZ, you know. I guess I could be shooting up a stream. But as far as for the future, we're gonna keep covering Exos until I can't anymore, obviously. Any new games that come out, I usually do a video, you guys will see, but that will probably be coming up under the MFO tag. So if I see a game and I'm trying to basically review the game, it will probably be under MFO. It's gonna be like MFO first impressions on this game, you know, MFO this. So that's kind of what I was trying to do. I'm happy that some people picked up on it. So it's like, it would have been bad if I kept saying it and like no one's like, oh crap, no one's noticing my little catchphrase here. Thank you guys so much for that. So yeah, and feel free to recommend me games in Discord. Check out the Discord. That's where you'll see me occasionally. I'm trying to get better at that. It's a really big source and tool for people that, you know, definitely comment. Like I said, comments help. They do help a lot. Likes and comments help a lot. But after that, feel free to come to the Discord if you're trying to talk to me or talk to the people that like the same shit that you do, because you guys are all in the same community, because I'm trying to garnish that. So yeah. Anywho, I also realized like I'm talking about MFO and I didn't even say it in this video. So this video, let's see. By the way, you guys want to really know how I do it? I actually like look around. I always like trying to figure out like what stupid shit can I say. And I'll usually just find something around me. I'm like, this video is high in protein, 0 sugar, and is 100% MFO. This is random dumb shit. Like, I don't know. I just think it's funny. So you'll see that. I like that tag though. I think it's something I can market, and I think it's something that people can kind of along with. I think my fucking opinion is something that I think a lot of people can get behind. You know. We're you know, especially we're smart people, you know, so saying that, you know, that's my opinion, you know, I'm sticking to it kind of thing, though it is smart that you can be swayed, but you know, when it's my turn to talk, respect my fucking opinion. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Just remember that every day at the Casino is your lucky day. Thank you guys so much for 4,000. We're halfway through 5K. Well, not halfway would be 2,500. I'm saying we need about 500 to get the 5K, and that's another threshold. And hopefully a lot of you that were here for this video and here for the last video and the last video about all the goalposts that we are running through, and hopefully for the future ones you'll be there. So just remember that every day at the Casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.